11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, a good afternoon or evening, everybody. I don't know what happened there. I am Steve. Welcome to Unsportsmanlike Conduct. I got Timmy T right on over here. What's going on, Timmy? Get that eyebrow going. That eyebrow popping, baby. Oh, look at that. Dave, right on down there. What's going on, my friend?
Sounds off.
Everything good? No, your sound is off. You're on.
Sounds
you're on
off.
mute.
I'm back. I don't know why it didn't unmute me when it came back from the promo. Jesus.
I think with what we were doing earlier, the audio stuff was
Maybe,
going on
but
there.
for Just Too Sweet, whenever I do it from the car, it just has me talking right through the promo and all that.
Oh, nice. What?
Yeah, it's pretty funny actually.
Either one or the other, right? All right, we got dramatic shit to get to. We got actual sports things to get to, and of course, before we get to all that, check us out on all social media because we've been putting out these amazing little shorts. Dave, your short with about the Saints racked up a ton of views within the first hour. I don't know what it's at now, but
really,
yeah, that's the thing, everybody out there. This is a roller coaster. You do one GM thing. Hold on, I'm gonna go on a little venting here. You put one thing up here for this team, and it gets 3 views. I know there's more than 3 fans out there for whatever team. And then you got the Jets. Obviously, there's some Aaron Rodgers impact behind there, so there's some oomph behind there. I did, however, get some dislikes on the Jets one, which Jets fans are assholes. They because I went with Derek Carr. I would screw that diva. Probably the best move to make, but they want Aaron Rodgers. What are we gonna do?
I think because you call them assholes, they're a little mad.
Well, that just happened. But one of their own called them. I told producer Joe from the Put in the Book show. I said, "Hey, listen, I'm getting some hate on this thing." He said, "Yeah, Jet fans are assholes. We're all assholes." So is what it is there. First of all, today, 26 years now since the death of Biggie. I thought I was getting the last little bit of whiskey out of my little thimble there, but it turned out to be a lot more whiskey.
I should have got my Biggie Budweiser. Bring it over put it behind me.
That was good, Dave. You just snuck that out of there.
Yeah, I forgot. I did it to troll you when I came in, and then I forgot.
Oh, what did you do? You did what? You did it to what?
Yeah, that's the magic word.
I forgot. That's what I got to put.
That's the magic word.
There it is.
Yep.
This is actually sent by Timmy, Brooklyn's finest, baby. Brooklyn's finest. All right. From Brooklyn's finest.
Real quick though, can I say something?
Yeah.
What I hate about the world we live in? I am never going to be able to karaoke a Biggie song. Never going to be allowed. N-word, man. Can't be done. Even in the context of karaoke with a bunch of people, can't say it.
Dude,
I have to change every N-word to crack.
Change it to.
You definitely
and it just doesn't sound the same. It just doesn't sound
Never. Will never sound the same. All right, so let's dive right into this. First off, I want to get into a little bit of Draymond.
Boss,
go ahead.
Check your WhatsApp.
What do I got here?
I had a suggestion that I forgot to mention before we went live.
Oh, the only problem is that they won't be able to hear anybody but me.
That's fine, but then on the little bottom, you tell them, "Hey, join live," and you can hear all of us.
Let's do it. Let's do that next week. Let's plan that for next week. So I'm not fiddling around here. But yes, we'll break
next week. Next week is going to be a big week. Then Tuesday, Thursday.
I haven't been. Nobody's reached out to me about testifying.
It's coming. It's coming.
Okay. I don't know. The subpoena's not here.
I warned Eric and I warned Dave. I
know.
am not the producer or co-host of this show. I am merely the judge. All the work has to be done by them, or it's a mistrial.
Hung jury. Well, all right. So, Timmy, really quick, describe what we're talking about here to people who may or may not know what's going on.
If you are a wrestling fan, next Tuesday on the Just Too Sweet show, we are going to have the trial of the Ultimate Warrior. My co-host Eric is a huge Ultimate Warrior guy. Thinks he's a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest of all time. Then you get the other half, which Dave is going to be representing, that does not think he is a Hall of Famer, kind of a joke and an idiot and doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. So we are having the trial of the Ultimate Warrior. Dave on one side, Eric on the other. I will be the judge, and everyone in Pop Culture Pros will be subpoenaed, I think. I don't know. That's not my part anymore. It's not up to me. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. That's Tuesday
ramifications night. If you don't show up for that kind of thing.
That's right. You can't ignore jury.
It's a hefty fine.
No. You can't ignore the jury duty card. Well, actually, I always ignore the first one. I answered the second one. I didn't get the first one. I don't know.
That's I mean that's the way to do it. Last time I had jury duty, it was around Christmas. It was around the Christmas time, and I went in there. They had Elf playing, and we were out by 11:45. You know, like enjoy your day, because it was like the 16th or 17th of December. Nothing's gonna start there. And
am I the only one that's been dying to do jury duty and still hasn't?
Dude, yes. They always they waiting for my name. Like congratulations, you don't have to do it for 7 years. Awesome, 7 years. They wait to the day like we got him again.
When I first moved to Florida is when I first got my first summons for jury duty, and a buddy of mine had went the week before, and he wore shorts, and they sent his ass home. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'm doing the same thing. I wore shorts. They pulled me in and out of 5 jury rooms. I was there until 5 p.m.
I almost had a rape case. A rape case the last time I got, and I really didn't want to do it. But they asked me, can you do like a 30 straight day thing? I said, well, no, my job only pays for 20 something days. I said, I got 2 kids. One of them is special needs. Goodbye, get out. I was like, have a nice day. See you later.
See, and that's good, because you don't have to offend anybody. You don't have to say I hate all the police. I love all the police. No, I hate criminals. I hate
I don't care anymore.
I hate all this people. Oh, really?
Just be like, I know that guy.
The guy that raped my sister.
Why did you make him sound like To Kill a Mockingbird?
Why not?
That's it. That's the one, though.
That's what you think of. You think of Southern juries and stuff.
Oh
God. All right. So I want to start off this whole thing with I want to play the Draymond Green video. Dylan Brooks had talking shit about Draymond. There's issues going on in the court, but then he went, I don't know if the article was from ESPN or whatnot, but Draymond has a podcast of his own, you're not aware, and he went line by line and went back at him on every single thing, saying, don't talk shit if you don't have what it takes to back it up. So let's take a listen to this, and then we'll react on the other side of it.
This idiot said, I don't know what Draymond does out there. He said, I don't like Draymond at all. You don't know me. I just don't like Golden State. I quite frankly wouldn't like a team that beats me all the time either. I don't like anything to do with them. Quite frankly, you were a little kid in high school watching us win championships. Should be happy that you even witnessed that, or maybe college, but you get the point. You're a fan. Draymond talks a lot. You talk a lot now, so if you have 4 rings, sure, you talk a lot more. For All-Stars, you probably talk a bit more. Defensive Player of the Year, you for damn sure would talk more. 2 Olympic gold medals, you definitely would be talking, because that would mean you beat Team USA, and we all know how that goes. So
that Draymond Green responding back to the comments that Dylan Brooks made, where in my opinion, Dylan Brooks really, if you're gonna talk it, you gotta have something to back it up, and he just doesn't. Mello, Brooks is known as a trash talker, known to try and get under skin, and you let me know, but I think that was a nice little clapback by Draymond.
No, absolutely. But I think the real winner here is Dylan Brooks. He got under Draymond's skin enough that he
Yes.
had to go on his podcast and say every single little line. He went highlight this, highlight this. And yeah, Draymond's not wrong. He's got 4 rings. Then he should just brush this off because who is Dylan Brooks? He's some role player that he's not even the second or third star on that team. And he was able to get under his skin. So that just says a lot about Draymond letting Dylan Brooks get a little bit under his skin just because, yeah, he doesn't have any accolades. But hey, right now the Warriors are about to miss the playoffs. So
yeah. So and then Timmy, on your end, you got somebody who's talking. Do you talk back? I mean, he's already let his basketball prowess speak for itself, but now he's letting himself speak for himself a little bit more.
No, but Dave, he nailed it. He nailed it because he won. Brooks won because he's got Draymond talking about him and responding. It's almost like the
Good points.
I hate to bring up the wrestling thing again. Like back in the Monday Night War days, once you ignore them. Once you acknowledge your opponent, you start to lose.
Yes.
no.
Yeah, so I think Brooks did what he had to do. I think he, like you said, I think he won. He got what he wanted. He got. No one knows who I am. Well, they do now.
Yep.
So
true.
he technically did win that one. Good call, Dave. I like that.
And I think
well,
sorry,
yeah, go ahead. No, you're good.
No, I was gonna say, and this just goes back to like the beginning of the season. Like we still don't know what the Jordan Poole Draymond Green fight was about, but Jordan Poole was able to get enough under his skin that Draymond went and swung at him. So it looks like people are starting to be able to get under his skin a little bit more, and that
he's never been known to have a light temperature. He's never been known to be this chill guy. To begin with. So, but those are the guys that, like blowing in your ear, and those are back in the day.
That's why if you're able to get this guy, like get him, like have him get a technical and foul out of the game, or be suspended because he has 15 technicals in the entire year. That's a key piece. I mean, right now it doesn't really matter because it doesn't look like they're going to even make the play in. But if you're able to do that with Draymond, that's a huge piece of their defense that they rely on a lot on.
Oh, for sure.
Where if you're able to take him out of the game, right there, you're already winning.
Yeah, and then there was one piece of it because you mentioned the technicals, and he also mentioned that he said Draymond gets away with everything. First of all, how could you even say that? That's a troll job. Yeah. That is a troll job. Draymond Green's like, how do I get away with everything? I got 15 technical fouls, one less than you. So,
it reminds me of 1985, the Beavers versus the Dragons, Teen Wolf, where Scott antagonized Mick to foul out of the game. That's all I'm saying.
Yes,
that's what it reminds me of. Go Teen Wolf.
Yes, Teen Wolf. And then there was. Did you guys know that there was a Teen Wolf too?
Yes, but without Michael J. Fox.
With
stupid Jason Bateman boxing.
Jason Bateman. Dude, they make fun of him all the time on that podcast. Teen Wolf too, baby.
Fucking Jason.
And we have the TV show too.
No,
there's yes.
Crap.
What if there's
disrespect?
All right. So we'll see what happens with Draymond. Oh, really?
I don't think so. I don't think he plays basketball.
No, it's like a drama. It's not like a real Teen Wolf.
What are we doing with it?
It's like Twilight.
By the way, they sell that costume. I'm gonna try to get my kid in that costume this year at some point. The full Teen Wolf furry costume with the basketball jersey and the shorts.
Perfect.
I gotta get him on. Frankie, what's up, man?
All right, so you got that, and then some barking with the referees last night. Don't want to get into salute. Don't want to get into that. But one other video, and this is a little bit more controversial, but that's what we're all about here, right? We're all about controversy. So this is Timmy's boy, Kyrie, his favorite basketball player in the world, former Boston Celtic.
Terzio asked, so I just wanted to
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't see that. So basically, Kyrie spoke on Twitch at length. The full thing is like an hour or something. I don't know if he spent the whole time talking about this stuff, but I'm not really interested. But so he's gonna take us through. People think that they know me. They don't really. This is what's really going on. So let's watch this and see what the deal is with this nonsense, and we'll keep it up right next to us, and we'll make some faces or whatever. Here we go. Jesus Christ.
For 3 hours and you think you know who I am. You see a few posts. Oh, Kai's woke. Kai got it. Oh, Kai is, oh my goodness, he just.
By the way, what's with all those gestures that he's like Karate Kid, the whole thing?
I'm already done. I'm already done. I
Wait, no, it's getting better.
To fit into the mold of all of the other people. And then, man, he's different. He's crazy. He's arrogant. He's this. He's that. He's this. All from seeing me for 3 hours. You get all that. Kai, what's Kai going to do this summer? Does Kai
3
like
hours?
that?
I mean, he's saying from seeing him 3 hours a night playing basketball.
Yeah, for 10 years, whatever, how long he's been playing. Idiot.
Yeah. Or
3 hours a night.
A whole lot less if you count the games that he's missed.
What happened in Brooklyn? What happened in Boston? What happened in Cleveland? Why did you leave LeBron? Why did you leave Jason? Why did you leave Katie? Why did you leave all these people? For 3 hours. Get to ask all these legitimate questions. As if 21 hours every day wasn't happening after that. Me. You would think that I'm the cancer in the locker room, as if basketball is an individual sport that one person is supposed to take blame for. It's 15 guys on the team, and I'm the one cancer in the room. That's what it's portrayed as. That's what you guys get. That's what they have fun doing. That's why these older, bitter gentlemen and women keep my name in their mouths every day.
All right. So and there's more to it. You can go watch it. So just a couple of things for me, and we can go around and then sum up thoughts. But in the NBA, it's been a long time that one player gets blamed for things. It's playing on the court, right? In the NBA, it's always one player in the NBA can make the biggest difference. The 3 hours a day, I don't know, 21 hours, but he also fills up some of those 21 hours with stuff like this and stuff like, other things that he does. So there's that. And then the cancer thing, I mean, he makes open statements like, I want to stay in Boston. No, get me out of here. The LeBron thing, okay. He wanted to do his own thing. Then he goes to Boston, he does what he does in Boston, and then he's gone. And Brooklyn, stuff happens there. KD tries to deal with it, doesn't work. Now they're both on other teams, and Kyrie's kind of by himself again with Dallas, because we'll talk about it in a little bit about the injury to Luka, and KD is injured. We'll talk about that in a few minutes with the Suns. But but Dave, you want to take the reins?
Like my name, my little headline says, "Justice for Kai." I think he's not wrong. Everyone's putting out this judgment on him, even though he sometimes asks for it himself by retracting his state. Well, first off, making the anti-Semitic statement or whatever, basically about the whole film. Like, go watch it, and then retracting his statement. Like, of course, people are going to talk about that. You're a public figure, but then I also don't feel like he should be called a cancer. Like the whole LeBron thing, like, yeah, he wanted to get out of Cleveland. I mean, who doesn't want to get out of Cleveland? Even LeBron got out of Cleveland, not once, twice. Right. The whole Boston situation, that's a whole different other topic. And the New York thing, I mean, COVID, I feel like really messed up these guys.
Brooklyn. That's don't. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Brooklyn, the boss's hometown. Really messed up. COVID really messed up that situation, I think. And that kind of like it portrayed him as a cancer, but he had his own morals. He didn't want to get the vaccine. So I don't think he's a cancer. He's not the one who asked to be traded. It was Kevin Durant. And then eventually, they just, okay, we're going to dismantle this team and get rid of Kyrie. So we can't really blame him for that part.
Well, what wasn't I know there was back and forth between the team and him, but wasn't the final thing that he asked out?
Kyrie, I'm not too sure.
We could double check that.
Yeah. But it wasn't like at the beginning of the season where Kevin Durant said, "I want out." Like Kyrie didn't say that. KD at the beginning of the season, before anything, when Steve Nash was still there, said, "I want out." And then it was really him that had the domino effect. Which again, it still doesn't make sense to me because they were winning. Like they were on a good streak. I don't know why all of a sudden it imploded out of nowhere.
February 7th, Kyrie Irving said he requested a trade because he felt disrespected by the Nets. But I don't know what the disrespect was because they didn't want to sign him long term. I don't know what that another team is going to want to sign him to a 4-year deal or something like that. With his, it's from a business standpoint, you got to make that decision. I said when they made the trade, but Mark Cuban's the guy to put him in his place if anybody's going to do it because of the business side of it. Nothing else. Nothing political, nothing, all this stuff. But from a business standpoint, Mark Cuban can break down to him why you're not able to receive this long-term 3-4 year deal because of what you've done in your history. 1 year at a time is what I personally would do. But I'm not an owner, and I have a whole lot less money than Mark Cuban. Timmy? Sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
No. I wasn't going to say. I was just smiling.
Oh,
the dude's bipolar. We all know he's bipolar. He talks about the rest of the other 21 hours of the day. Yeah, your anti-Semitic rants. You're bashing your teammates. The earth is fucking flat. Dude, shut up. What are you talking about? Your other 21 hours are just as bad as the 3 hours we're talking about. I don't know what the guy's talking about. Is he a cancer? I think teams are better without him. I mean, morale-wise and off the court. I mean, maybe not on the court. He is talented guy. I'm not going to take away that from him, but
he's freaking awesome. He's an awesome basketball player. I mean,
but I was glad when he was gone. I got to be honest with you. I mean, at first I was pissed, and I was like, "You got to be kidding! We just got the guy. Now he wants out and he's going to leave." But then you realize what's going on in that head of his. Bye. See ya. How old is he? How old is Kyrie? How old is he right now? Well, let's take a bet how many more teams he's going to play with before he retires. I say 6 minimum.
at least he's 30 now.
30. 6 more teams minimum. He's going to make the league. He's going to make the rounds.
No, I say maybe I'm going to go 2 more because I feel like I don't know if he's going to last in Dallas.
But see, this is why you got these guys. These guys today drive me crazy. Even LeBron too. Guys with this much talent, they should not be going team to team to team to team to team every year. These are generational guys who should be on one team or 2 teams, whatever at the end. Nope, they just bounce around like it's nothing. I can't even remember how many teams KD played for. How many teams he played for? 7, 8, 9, 12, all 30? I don't know.
All 4?
4. Larry Bird played for 1. Magic Johnson played for 1. Well,
Jordan played for 2.
Well, played for 2, but that didn't count the ends. He was just
It counted. No, but so the KD thing, it feels like obvious that he was, to go to Golden State. That was worse for me. That's worse than anything that some of these other guys have done.
I think what Anthony said is pretty on point.
Pop it up.
Gotcha.
You want to pop it up?
Yes.
All right. Anthony, who, by the way, let's make it a little announcement. Anthony is our brand new hockey guy.
Oh,
he's
that's
gonna
Anthony.
That's
Go
Anthony.
We need a hockey
Fat
guy
Thor.
in here, Anthony.
Fat Thor in his picture. But on his comment, something weird about the whole Kyrie thing. I don't think there's any player in the league that gets more hugs and ear whispers from opponents after the games than he does. And I'm not trying to defend him, just an observation. Yeah, maybe.
Like no one ever talks bad about it. Like I haven't heard anyone really say like, "Oh, Kyrie's this, Kyrie's that."
Maybe that comes later on. I don't know.
When he's
I don't know. But maybe he's a. I mean, bipolar people can be nice too. Maybe with it, maybe with his boys and whatnot, everything.
Well, like I'm saying, like look at the Draymond, Dylan Brooks. Like they've talk crap about each other. Oh my god, talk crap about each other. But I don't feel like I've ever heard anyone be like, "Yeah, Kyrie's such a D word."
Yeah, no, it's true.
douche.
I just think he's like I said, bipolar or just a weird dude. Just a weirdo. He's not like he's what's his name, Russell Wilson, who everyone seems to hate now.
Yeah, but you see, like nothing comes out
And he
about
was
like
a
that.
weirdo.
Like no one wants to go to Kyrie's parties. Like no, that's not being said at all.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's not like he is a Russell Wilson who
Yeah.
all of a sudden everyone just hates, even his new head coach.
Terzio says, "Do you think Kyrie will ever get in the Hall of Fame?" Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
I
100%.
mean, you base that on his skills on the court, which are
If they kept crazy people
phenomenal.
out of the Hall of Fame, there'd be nobody in the Hall of Fame. Everyone's a little crazy. Everyone's
everybody's
a little crazy.
a little cray. All right, so that's the drama side. That's the behind the scenes basketball type stuff. A couple of things here. Anthony says everybody makes the basketball Hall of Fame. Hey, I'm up for it. Don't worry about
That's true. I'm in it too. I'm in it right now.
A couple of injuries that happened yesterday, and the first one, of course, being KD. I mean,
Wow.
this, like, you could say everything you want about KD, and you can and you will. I don't care, but this freak of an incident that happens, like, what the hell else? This is beyond control. The sweeper, they're fired. They're done. They're the mopper up the sweat people.
Do you have that clip so we can laugh?
I could pull it up.
Why you keep talking? I'll pull it up.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Because it's great.
So, first you hear it. KD twisted his ankle or did something during warmups, and then you're like, damn, did he really? Was it like a little tweak? And now the Suns are gonna hold him off for a little bit, but then in my mind, I'm like, no, the Suns ain't gonna do that, or KD's not gonna do that during his home, first game at home that he's gonna play. And then you see the video, and damn, that ankle just. Now he's out at least for 2 weeks.
Fragile.
That's rough, man. People talking about his sneakers. He should have Stephen A. Smith said he needs to wear high tops. Whoever he was talking to was like, you sound like my grandpa. You put the high tops on and stuff. And what was the other thing that was said about him? Yeah, it boils down to what Timmy said. It's fragile, unfortunate circumstance. Now, what the hell's going to happen with the Suns? They traded away these guys.
I'm not happy that he's hurt. I just think it's funny how all the Phoenix Suns are now the favorites to win it all because they got KD. You got a guy who can't get on the goddamn court. So how are you the favorites all of a sudden? He can't stay on the court. He can't. He's injured all the time. And look what happens. This guy falls down because the guy didn't mop a spot on the floor. And now he's out for 2 weeks or whatever.
Oh, you know what's funny though? I did the same thing. When your kids take a shower, everything gets wet on the outside, the whole damn thing. So there's a mat there. I reached over to do something yesterday, and I took a step, and I had slides on. And I went whoop, bam, bam. So me and KD, same incident yesterday.
No, I broke my ankle. On a okay, let's play the clip first, because it's phenomenal.
Oh,
even he was like, "Whoa, what just happened?"
Yeah, look at this guy. Look, this guy's like, is there something wet there?
Let me tie my shoe.
You know why? Look at his legs.
Yeah, they talked about that too. They put some.
You gotta eat something. What the fuck is?
He's got hockey sticks for legs.
He looks like a stork. He looks like a stork.
They look like hockey sticks.
That's that one. Oh,
I'm surprised he didn't get up after that.
He's got chicken legs.
Melissa says, "I'm so over KD and his prissiness."
Yes, Melissa. Yes.
Spaghetti legs. Dan. All right, so that's one. Just from a standpoint of playoffs is concerned, I don't think this is gonna slow him down too much getting there, because they have a great team even without KD. That's why injuries being out of there, that's why they became the favorite. Melissa says he looks like somebody put him together with spare parts.
I agree.
He's got to get those legs changed out then. So they won in overtime. Okay, the Rangers won in overtime tonight. We got a hockey guy now, guys, so we get people to talk about all this. So depending on if he can come back in 2 weeks, and if just he's fresh coming in, going to the playoffs, then they can make a real good push. The other injury yesterday might not be as easily gone through here. Luka, who Luka's not in the greatest shape. He's not let me not say that because he'll whip my ass right now, but he's not in the same shape as others. You don't put like LeBron and Luka in the same category as physical specimen. So when he gets hurt, it takes a little bit more time. And this is a thing that's been going on with him for a bit now. His thigh issue. Dave, they just got Kyrie, and now we don't know how long Luka is going to be out, if it's just a few games, but you take a look out of the lineup, that's it.
I feel like Kyrie maybe got his things mixed up. He's not a cancer, but he's more of a jinx. Because how is it that you just join this team and now their star player goes down? With the Nets, it was like KD went down, Harden went down, he went down, and then they played 11 games together in a year and a half, like mind-boggling. So maybe he's a little bit of a jinx, but you know what? It's fine. They're still gonna make the playoffs, just like the Suns. Might as well rest Luka, rest KD, get these guys ready for playoff time.
Yeah. So that could be the thing. It could be a jinx.
This is how you get around load management.
Exactly.
What are the chances all these guys start getting hurt now?
Julius Randle. That's all I got to say. Julius Randle has played every single game this year. Say what you want. You can't say anything bad about him. But Julius Randle's played in every single game.
I think from now on, I'm not going to do 2 shows 2 days in a row anymore. So if we do this show, I got to call Eric and say, sorry, I can't do A to Z tomorrow.
No back-to-backs.
I'm not doing back-to-back shows anymore. So sorry.
Is that going to be in the contract when you send it over? The contract.
No back-to-back shows.
No back-to-back shows. Sorry, I can't do it.
So all right. So we'll see what goes on there. Let me bring up this, and then we'll head on to football.
One last thing: the Memphis Grizzlies destroyed the Warriors today, 131-110. So Dylan Brooks is continuing to win.
Where was it? Because the Golden State's like 9 and a million on the road this year.
I'll tell you right now.
It's
in Memphis.
It's nuts. It was in Memphis, yeah.
Yep.
They're like 9 and 28 on the road or something.
Can I throw this up here? I want to throw it up there.
Melissa says Kyrie seriously is the absolute worst spawn. He's a jinx and his attitude sucks. I don't know why anybody would want him on the team. Yes, he's got talent. He also has the demeanor of a 12-year-old child. All that can be true. And in the NBA, it's taking risks when you already know what you got, and that's what Mark Cuban did. But I don't think Mark Cuban's gonna.
And he's a flat earther. I'm done right there. I'm done right there.
Golden State is 7-25 on the road,
including today's loss.
Yes. So, but they're 27-7 at home. But the fact of the matter is, right now they're the 5 seed, but we talked about this a couple weeks ago in the West. The 5 seed and the 13 seed are now separated by 3 games. Anything can go on. So now Golden State, it's crazy. It's so and actually, if you want to go it a step further, the 4 seed to the 13 seed is 6 games. Nuts. So nothing's set in the West. And I'm saying all that, and I meant to bring it up on the screen here, but okay. All right. So in the West, Denver has that hands down. Sacramento has crept into the number 2 seed out there, with Memphis struggling recently. We'll see what's going on with Morant, who won't be charged. However, what he did is completely against the NBA's policy of you can't. He also carried a gun on a road trip, which is no matter what the situation is, not allowed in the NBA. So they're chatting around the league that there's potential for a big up to 50-game suspension they're talking about for him. So we'll see. Deservedly so. Listen to Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose was down your exact same path. Nobody thought he was going to last in the NBA. He was just like what's going on here. Listen to him, and we'll see. All right, so Dallas is in the 8th seed. Dallas is 2.5 from falling out of the playoffs. They're in the play-in tournament right now. So if Luka, for some reason, Luka's return is the timeline is there is no timeline. MRI came back clean, but there's no timeline on his return. But they're in danger of falling out of that deal. Golden State's only treading water in the 5 seed because of their 27-7 at home. All right, and here's the other thing I wanted to talk about. The Lakers and the Clippers going absolute different directions since that Russell Westbrook deal. You see the Lakers have won 7 out of 10. Anthony Davis is stepping up. Didn't think that was going to happen, but knock on wood, fragile. That's lurking. But the Clippers have fallen 4 games in the standings since they got him. So, Dave, as we're looking at the standings, that
they were the 4th seed.
They were the 4th seed. So now they're the 6th seed in danger of going to the play-in. So, Dave, I ask you this. I posted this, but nobody wanted to watch my video. I posted this, but is Russell Westbrook? I'm not saying this about the past because obviously he was a triple-double machine. He was a beast. OKC. But is this now, talking about cancers to teams, is this now what he does to teams?
Is he starting? I haven't really kept up with the Clippers.
And he they say he provided a boost, but in the end, that first game back, I don't remember who it was against, but they fell short. They're 1-4, 1-5 with him, and they were the 4th seed.
I don't know. I feel like he was another one that got kind of like a bad rap, but maybe he just doesn't fit. I feel like he still feels like he needs to be the star, and he doesn't need to be. He just needs to be a good role player. No, not on that team. He has PG.
Not in either team in Los Angeles.
No. So he just has to be a good role player. Just what they need, what Rondo was, what a shooter was. Just one of those guys that's just going to fill in good and do his job. Play some defense, get your rebounds, get your assists, but you don't need to be jacking up shots. You don't need to be. I think one of the games was that he couldn't control the ball. Like it was like for the game win or something like that. He couldn't control the ball right, and they ended up not getting a shot off. I think it was what it was.
I think it was Kyrie. Was that Kyrie?
Yeah, no, I think it happened to Westbrook too, because I think
maybe
wasn't it that I think Kawhi looked like was just like really like we didn't get a shot off. So it's happened again to them, and it just I don't know. I'm not sure
what's
going
on
has
been
mindset.
Beasting lately, averaging about 30 points a game.
The problem with I feel like a player like Kawhi and even Paul George to a certain extent is that they are not locker room leaders. They're not going to step up and be like, "Hey, Westbrook, sit down," or "Hey, passes the ball. The offense runs through us, not you. You're here to help us out, to make things easier, space the floor. When we give you the ball, make a play. But besides that, it runs through us. We're the stars here. This is our team, not yours." And I feel like that's something that they won't do. They're just going to be like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like, all right, we're going to let Westbrook. Yeah. So, and I feel like with a guy like Westbrook, you can't be like that. And that's how KD was too. And that's why he ended up leaving OKC, because all he would do there was just give Westbrook all these shots. And he would make some of them, but a lot of the time to put him down where he was going 10 for 30. And Kevin Durant was shooting a better percentage and probably had the same amount of points where he could have had more.
He was the reason why I hated being in a fantasy basketball league few years back, when the league took points away from missed shots. It's like this. So, I mean,
Yeah,
you
'cause
get
you
your
never knew
triple
it.
double. That's a 50 booster, but he misses 20 shots.
Yeah, it's a
uh,
killer.
yeah, for sure. All right, so that's the West. Right now, the play-in tournament, Timberwolves are playing great in the last 2 or 3 games. Dallas is there, the Lakers and the Pelicans all in that mix. But OKC is a game out. OKC, who was a buried team, right? These are a bunch of young kids that could
Yep.
shoot.
Lost their number one
It's
pick.
lights out. Right. So for them, and they shoot the ball like crazy, 3, like the rest of the league, though. And then Portland is a game out of the play-in, and Utah's a game. The only 2 teams that are eliminated right now are San Antonio and the Rockets. Who Texas a combined 31 and 99 this year.
Well, no, you didn't count the Dallas Mavericks.
Those 2 teams. Screw Dallas. But Dallas ain't helping by much. They're only a game over 500. It's not really improving. They're like 40 games, 50, 60 games under. All right, to the East. Not the East.
The
Dave.
least.
Don't get excited.
The least.
What? The least?
The least.
Look at these records. What are you talking about? In the almighty East, you got Milwaukee. The Celtics have been in the lead the whole year, but Milwaukee had that 16, finished up at a 16 game winning streak. Boston 2 out, the Sixers 4 out, Cleveland 6.5, the Knicks 9, the Nets still there.
What was that again? What was the difference between 4 and 5?
2.5.
Wasn't that like 1? Like
it was 1, and you know why? Whoa!
Because I think it's gonna go to 3 after tonight.
The Miami Heat could not put forth any effort against the Cleveland Cavaliers last night. Your team. Don't come at me with that. It's bullshit.
Don't worry, it's gonna be a 3 after Sacramento takes care of business today.
That's a big road trip. Look at the Knicks record on the road. Boom, 20-12. 20-12. And we get the Lakers. The Lakers, Sacramento, the Clippers, and there's a 4th team on the road trip. But Brooklyn hanging on. The Heat. I don't know what's going on with the Heat. Maybe you can dive in a little bit. I don't know. Tyler Hero is no longer a hero. Is that what's going on?
He's never been a hero. He was a fluke. No. He was what Jason Tatum called him, a bubble star.
Wait, is the snarl the equivalent of the Giants going on the boat?
No, I wouldn't say that because they still made that wasn't the finals. Well, after that, I forgot that wasn't the finals.
That wasn't the finals.
No, because last year they made the Eastern Conference Finals. So no thanks to Tyler Hero, who disappeared in the playoffs.
Yeah,
but
last year
the
was
Heat front
complete
office
opposite.
the Heat front office has absolutely dropped the ball. I think Riley has absolutely lost it. And it's unfortunate to say that because he is the godfather. He has done so much for his organization, but I think it's time he steps down because he hasn't done dilly squat for us. Bam Adebayo cannot keep playing center there. You cannot rely on Yurt or any of these other like guys you want to bring up for the D League because then what happens? You end up paying guys like Duncan Robinson $90 million, and now he's just wasted away because all he is a one-trick pony. All he can do is shoot threes, and then once he can't even play defense. So you either body him, and then you take away the 3, and then he's useless on that court. $90 million wasted. And Tyler Hero's a whole nother issue where had Pat Riley had the sense of mind to trade him for James Harden like I wanted to, we would not be in this mess. James Harden with Jimmy Buckets.
Hold on a second. You can't give up the future in Tyler Hero, the future of the Heat culture for a megastar like that. What are you doing?
Yeah, a guy who cheats on his baby mama, who has all these off the court issues, and then can't even play because he can't stay healthy. Like that's been his whole thing this year. He hasn't been healthy. He hasn't been healthy since we got whomped in the playoffs. Like it makes zero sense why we kept this. I don't know what they saw in him. I really don't. I don't know why they thought he was going to be the second coming of Dwayne Wade, but he wasn't. It feels like you guys drafting Eddie Curry.
Hold on. We gave assets. We didn't draft Eddie Curry. We gave several draft picks and players for him, and then signed him to a 6-year, $120 million contract.
Don't worry, we got him. We got him the ring he should have got over there.
I guess it's freaking Eddie Curry. Unbelievable. Who else? You guys, Riley tried to bring in what's his name too? Greg Oden. He tried to bring in.
Did we get Greg Oden
an article about?
I think we did get him a ring.
First of all, we got him a ring. Look at this guy. There was an article today, I think in the Athletic or yesterday, about him. Anthony says this team has done this over the years where they make a run and then take steps back. Look back to how they got players like Wade, Bam, Hero in the first place.
I mean, what I think is the worst. What I think is hurting them a lot is that exactly Hero got the extension, and this is another thing that why I'm Riley, because he didn't do that for Wade. Wade was never the highest paid player in his entire career here in Miami. Why? Because he kept taking the pay cut, and then finally when Wade was like, okay, LeBron left, give me the money I deserve, and we'll go. And Riley said no. And then Wade ended up leaving and wasted 2 years or 3 years of his career when he should have been here the entire year of his career. Yep. And I feel like Riley now is like, oh, okay, maybe I should be loyal and not make the same mistake. But you're making the mistake with the wrong people.
He's going overly loyal.
Yeah, there's no reason to be loyal to Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. No, those guys are not Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was special, and we saw that from his rookie year. It's frustrating.
So, we'll see what goes on there. But how it looks right now, that the Heat are 3 games in. Well, depending on how way you look at it, 3 ways into the play-in tournament, 3 games out of the 6th seed. With the Hawks right there, Raptors are a little bit behind them. Washington and the 10th seed right now, with the Bulls a game out, the Pacers 2 games out. And I'm not even mentioning the Magic; they're 4 out. Anthony says Hero will not be the highest paid player on the team at any point of his contract extension.
God, I hope.
But was it? That's. I remember the snarl that started it all.
They made T-shirts of that stupid face.
I know. The snarl got that man paid, baby. All right, so let's. I don't know where Timmy went, but let's get into the NFL.
Well, we have one more NBA thing to talk about.
Do we? Oh,
I don't know if we're talking about the same thing.
Yes, we do. Go ahead.
But it is. Well, I guess we might have 2 things, but it is the ever so genius comments that Sir Kendrick Perkins made on First Take.
Oh.
It's so crazy. JJ Redick not only put him in his place, but then today, Molly had to come and apologize for his comments saying that 80% of the people who vote for the MVP award are white. And it turns out that this year is like the most diverse that they've had of the voters.
Yep.
And it's just, and I don't know, Perkins, what he was saying was just mind-boggling. Like really, like, because he makes it sound like Jokic doesn't have the first seed again, that he's not putting up ridiculous numbers, that he's stat padding. But if he was a stat padding, he wouldn't be winning and be in first place. It's just crazy. That was his argument for that reasoning.
Yes. When he talked about the stat padding, he specifically mentioned that back in January, Jokic was sitting at like 9.5 assists and 9.7 rebounds, somewhere, around that. And then since then, he's had 8 games. Now, this could be, maybe it's right, but they're winning the game. So it's like it's hidden. But he said there's been, 8 games since then that he's taken less the single-digit shot attempts. And so I don't remember who was on when he first said it, but he said it might have been Stephen A. saying, well, I can't respond to that because I haven't seen those. I need to look at them. Was it in the spirit of the game, with the flow of the game? They're winning the games, so what does it matter? And then Giannis the other day. He does that dumb shit with the rebound. They took that away. They took that away. They
But
rescinded it.
that step, and Jokic isn't doing that. He's not like, oh, let me give myself a rebound. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Now I will say that, I like Perk, but way off, crazy, but he's trying to give away some of the secrets of some of the players in the NBA without doing it, where other guys are like, no, that doesn't happen, and he's probably seen that stuff happen. That probably does happen, but to outwardly accuse this guy and then to say that Embiid should get, there might be a few people that say Embiid should get the MVP over him, but Jokic is, look at the size of this dude, averaging a triple-double, the number one seed by far in the West. It's all a matter of surrounding him with guys who can get through the playoffs. Because Denver's been, for years, they've been a great regular season team, and then in the playoffs, look at all the years with Melo. Great regular season team. Remember the battles with him and Kobe during the regular season, but then playoff time, it feels like Denver, no matter who they have, they just kind of fold away. They do get disrespected. They're the number one seed right now, but who are they talking about in the West? They're talking about the Lakers, who are in the 9 seed, more than they are Denver in the 1 seed. So that was crazy. You saw Perk came back and apologized after the break. Probably ESPN was like, "Hey guys, go and apologize." Tell me. So we were talking about Kendrick Perkins calling, who I like, and I don't like the route that he took here. It's a little disappointing for me that he did this, but he was saying how 80% of the NBA the people who vote for MVP are white, and then ESPN had to come back and apologize for that and correct it today. The 1 year that I would back him up on was that they were talking about it 2006. Steve Nash over Shaq.
Okay,
but that's just one. But if you look at it, how many? If you're saying, if Perkins is saying that the racism is coming towards them and more white people are voting, how many white people have in the last 30 years? How many white players have won MVP? Steve Nash, Dirk, and Jokic. So where are you saying it's racist to the other side? It's
because he won it back to back. That was his argument. And then the stat padding thing. Then I just because I think you mentioned something. I just made me think about it. He's like, if he was so into stat padding and all this, he would be amazing in the All-Star game, wouldn't he? But he doesn't care to play that. Like, he doesn't care about it. He's not a good All-Star player.
Yep. All right, so we'll see what happens with that. But Perk is, I don't know. The other thing that I wanted to bring up was Shawn Kemp.
Oh, I forgot about that madness.
The Shawn Kemp thing, I have it here. Shawn Kemp arrested after drive-by. No immediate charges going on. So I sent you that video earlier, but I don't know if that was.
Can't really tell.
Well, actually, no. It's you can. It's on a news site. No, I just looked it up. First, I thought it was just a TikTok thing. All right,
so send it on the TikTok.
Yeah, but TikTok they hook us up with that news. Thursday afternoon, he was going to be released by 9 p.m. Thursday. Kemp will not be criminally charged on Thursday, pending further investigation. Officer responded to reports of shots fired at Tacoma Mall, an altercation between occupants of 2 vehicles just before 2 p.m. local time. 53 years old. Remove yourself from that. It's too much work. Who wants to go through all that shit? He's 53 years old, man, and former NBA star. Get your shit together.
I'm doing drive-bys. I've been doing drive-bys till I'm 60. I don't know what you're talking about.
But in the video, he's walking. Where's the drive-by?
Drive by in the
Uh,
scooter.
With a fat scooter. Those fat scooters.
It says he did not immediately respond for a request for comment, and it just says that he operates at least one cannabis shop in Seattle, which
Woo.
I know in some places you can't have your cannabis license and your concealed. I don't know what that means to him
I mean,
there.
isn't Seattle like they're approving everything? So I think they're good over there. No,
I don't know if you can, like here you can't do the conceal and the.
yeah, but here not every
cannabis.
like it's still not fully over there. Aren't they like okay with like cocaine and stuff like that?
I don't know about the cocaine part.
Didn't they legalize it over there? They legalized
Cocaine?
something. Yeah, pretty sure it was Seattle.
It's a hell of a drug. All right, let's get into some NFL news here. First off, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers.
There we go.
I don't know if there's any new news on this, but all that's being said over the last 2 days, this feels like NBA talk from like a decade ago. Oh, there's a plane leaving this airport, and they might be going to this airport to talk to this person who plays on this team. But basically, the Jets people went to, I believe, Vegas, where Rodgers was at the time, or Los Angeles, to meet him. They came away thinking that they're going to get him. Timmy, can the Jets team win a Super Bowl in the let's say he commits to both years, because that would be a thing for me. I need you to commit for both years. Don't pull this bullshit next year. Can this Jets team win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years with Aaron Rodgers?
No. Well, not with the two that the team is right now. They're still going to have to add a few. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're there. They're set. They got the offensive rookie of the year, the defensive rookie of the year. They have good receivers. They have a good defense, but they still need that it factor, something that Rodgers desires, that he wants. He'll probably take Randall Cobb with him on this journey. I don't know why, but yeah, he will. No, they're still going to have to draft very well, free agency very well. If they do that, you never know. I mean, he's been on better Packer teams that haven't won, so I mean, the Jets are going to have to really get their head on a swivel if they want to pull this miracle off. And I actually might root for them with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. You never know. Might be interesting to watch.
It's going to be interesting.
The minute he
him in the New York media.
Paper, look, listen to him. Immediately that pen touches that paper, he's the best quarterback the Jets have ever had in their entire lives.
Yes,
I mean, yeah.
It's him. It's him, Favre, and fucking Flash Gordon right there. So,
like, where does he go for a darkness treat? Down in the sewers with the Ninja Turtles.
And then in 10 years, Jordan Love will be their next quarterback. They like old fucking Green Bay quarterbacks. Jordan Love will go there next.
Cyclical. There it is. All right. So, Dave, what do you think? In the spirit of the AFC, can an Aaron Rodgers-led Jets team get a Super Bowl championship in the next couple of years?
I think it's what Timmy said. They're missing that it, and I think it's a receiver. Obviously, we saw that he's not the best with these younger guys, unless they're like top-notch number one guys. So I think they're missing just one receiver. I don't think the Jets have that just yet. So if they can get somebody, who knows? Maybe they get T. Higgins. No, never mind.
Tight end. They need a tight end,
Oh,
like a
true
real.
dare.
They need a Kelsey type tight end.
But he never really used his tight ends though. That's why I'm like he had Graham, he had all these, but none of these guys really were like, whoa.
He was
like,
Tanyan for
fantastic.
like 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Or what was the other guy? The other guy he had the same name, Rodgers.
Yeah.
You know, I remember it was Rodgers to Rodgers all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just hearing
once a game.
Rodgers.
Yeah, so
Roger.
I feel like if he gets a good receiver, then yes, they have a good chance.
But they say, can they upset the Bills?
Richard Rodgers.
Can they
Thank
beat
you, Anthony?
Can they beat the Bengals? Can they beat the Kansas City Chiefs?
I don't know.
No.
The defense is going to have to step up
huge, big time. Yeah, they can't rely on sauce. You need more onions to go with that sauce.
Yeah.
More onions.
Hey, he promised not to pick him off in practice.
Yeah. Okay.
It just makes me sad that he's possibly going to the Jets and not the other. Meadowlands team.
I don't
I
want
could
him.
not
Extremely
deal with
sad.
that again. I can't. I like unless it's a guaranteed deal that he's gonna play that. And even so, he's 38. We're making everything out. We're making all these NFL quarterbacks out to be like they can play as long as Tom Brady. And I don't know if Rodgers with all. I don't know.
I mean,
But-
Brett Favre played a while now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
but
didn't
not
play
till
well.
he's-
And he didn't play
No,
well.
he
At the
definitely
end.
didn't play well.
Hey, he should have made a Super Bowl. The Saints took that away from him. Those refs took it away from him. He should have. He would have won it when
Look
Minnesota.
at Anthony bringing up Jermichael Finley. Jermichael Finley from back in
He
the
was
day,
a stud.
blast in the past. Yeah. All right. So I don't want to deal with that, Dave. I don't want that cloud hanging over my head. Is he going to stay? Is he not? So speaking of quarterbacks in the New York area, Daniel Jones cashes in on what could potentially be 4 years. You see what I said there? Potentially be 4 years at $160 million. As it stands right now, Timmy, I appreciate the little rundown that you sent because I do want to talk about that for a little bit. In my opinion, and Dave will chime in and Timmy will chime in, but in my opinion,
I got
this
the troll ready to go.
I'll admit, when I first heard 4 for 160, I was like, shit, they really did it.
Mhm.
They really did this shit. Then the guarantee comes in to 82, and then you're like, okay, all right, that's a little bit better. Then you hear that they have an out clause after 2 years. Now you're okay. The risk is not massive. If maybe the bet here is more on Dable than Daniel Jones, maybe. But some of the things that he's going to have to do, if he does it, I don't care. I don't mind paying 4 years, $185 million with incentives and whatnot. There are things that kick in if he becomes a top 15 quarterback or maintains a top 15 quarterback. Then there's more if he becomes a top 10 quarterback. And there's more if he becomes a top 5 quarterback. Pay the man all the money. As a Giants fan, pay the man all the money because that means good. But on the other hand, if he reverts back to 2 years ago, then it's a 2-year deal. You're out, and Daboll and company can figure out what the moves are going forward. So in the interest of sandwiching in some good and bad, I'm going to hit Mello next.
Wait, well, why don't you give us? You don't have the incentives. I want to hear them. So
the actual incentives. There it is. Okay, so the incentives are
The long list.
is because it should be incentive laden. This is good. Jones will earn $1 million in incentives and $1 million escalator in each year for being a top 15 quarterback. He can earn another $1.5 million in incentives and 1.5 escalator in each year of being a top 10 quarterback. That's on, it escalates from there. And then the same is true if he becomes top 5 quarterback. $4 million in incentives, $4 million in escalators, incentives that can add up to $5 million in incentives and $5 million in escalators, more incentives on top of that. The base salary of 2023 is 9.5 fully guaranteed. 2024 is 35.5 fully guaranteed. The cap hit is 19. So, I mean, if you think about it from a risk standpoint, it's not bad. If you think about it from you like Daniel Jones before, it's great. If you think about it that you didn't like Daniel Jones before, then it's meh. So, just to see if there's anything else, roster bonuses and whatnot, if he's still on the roster after the 2 years. So again, those are more things that are risk after the fact, and only if he plays well. The one thing that GM said was if he knew he had no faith. If he knew Jones was going to play like he did this year, he would have kicked in that 5th-year option, which is obvious because that would have been $22 million.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead, Dave. Dave, to your credit, you've tried to weigh this, but what are you coming down with? What's your end result here?
I don't have the right one. My bad. I was gonna put the picture of you and go ahead and be like, I love Daniel Jones, but no. So I'm just gonna go
Good.
out there and say this. I've pondered this for the last 2 days. I've been up and down with it, and then I saw a post today, and it brought clarity to me. And I'm gonna read it for you guys.
Oh boy.
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is the only quarterback in the modern passing era to play 10 plus games for 3 consecutive years and throw fewer touchdowns than games played every year. Just let you guys think about that. And how much is Derek Carr getting paid? I think it's like 30 something, right? 34 a year. So he's getting paid less than Daniel Jones. And somehow Derek Carr is
Whoa, not yet. He's not getting
top-
paid less than Daniel Jones yet. It all depends on what happens after the 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
But either way,
but if he does get paid, real quick, if Jones does get paid more than Carr, it's because he proved it.
you're right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Either way, he's still not a top 10 quarterback in the NFC right now. All these, I've seen a bunch of lists, and he's not. He's not.
You don't think
10
he's a
anywhere.
top 10 quarterback in the NFC?
No, he's everyone that have seen it.
No.
top
You.
8, he's not even there.
I don't
think
want
he's
you
top
going.
10. I don't. I think the Giants were smart about it with adding these incentives and not. They still give him a lot of guaranteed, but whatever. You're gonna have to bite that bullet.
You got to. Yeah.
I like the 2-year out. That's the only. I'm waiting for 2 years. Hopefully, again, I think I told you guys. I hope he proves me wrong. Now I just hope that they were smart about this and them not condemn or blame him at all for Daniel Jones being a misfire if he messes up the next 2 years. I feel like that should have been a conversation. I mean, again, we don't know. We're not in that front office. I hope they had that conversation and said, hey, look, if he doesn't pan out, if he regresses to the same guy that we know he is, then your job is safe. Because what he did this year was a miracle.
And I think that might be valid. You remember Mara said we've done everything in our power to screw this kid up. 4 offensive coordinators, all this churn, not addressing any of the needs. So maybe the owner did say, hey, listen, the screw up is on us. We're gonna push forward. We're gonna put everything around this kid, and you're all good if this doesn't pan out. Maybe.
I hope so. I feel like they see a lot of Eli in this kid, and I don't see it. He didn't even improve to be even Eli-esque in college. So I just hope that's not why he just keeps getting chance after chance after chance after chance. And that if he doesn't do better in 2 years, that they wish him well in his future endeavors.
Deuces. Yeah, I think we all agree on that. But at the same time as you saying that in the modern era, less touchdown passes than games played. And I don't firmly believe that this should have dictated either. But he's one of 3 quarterbacks with 3,000 passing yards, 700 rushing yards, and it's Jalen Hurts, and it's the guy that everybody is trying to make him out to be, Josh Allen.
You know, he brought that up in those meetings. He brought that to the table.
Timmy, what are your thoughts on the entirety of this situation?
I think the Giants were absolutely nailed it. They nailed the deal, like you said. Because Dave likes to give away shit and troll us with this stuff, but Dave, I didn't want that deal either. He wasn't worth the money that he was supposedly asking for. And if they would have gave it to him, I would have been pissed, real pissed, because he's just not worth it. But again, like we've been saying for the past 3 seasons, we don't know what this kid can do yet. We have no idea. They said they even screwed him up. You're right. They did screw him up. Offensive linemen in and out, which have all sucked. No weapons to throw to. No coordinator, no head coach, continuity, nothing. So this is it. 2 years you had. Last year, like I said, was a fluke. Maybe it was a fluke of what he did with what he had. These are the 2 years now. You prove us. I said if he makes that much money, like I said, that just means he's doing what he's supposed to do.
And
I'm all
we're
for
in the
it.
driver's, and we're doing great.
Exactly. 19 towards the cap is crap. Who cares? Saquon's only getting 10 towards the cap. We could still re-sign him to a long-term deal. So that gives us plenty of wiggle room, and then we have a lot of room to sign who we need to sign out of the draft, and hopefully get a number one goddamn wide receiver out of the draft.
Yes.
So I like the deal a lot. Like I said, he's not getting all that money front loaded like stupid fucking Gino is. Whoever else getting $52 million for
I'm back
one
there,
season.
baby.
$52 million. That guy ain't worth the fucking gum stuck on the bottom of my shoe.
Comeback player of the year.
Yeah, but he came back from 9 years of sucking.
Yeah,
That's more
exactly.
impressive. That's so impressive.
It's not impressive.
You haven't been doing anything.
He's a system quarterback. See, look, Russell Wilson
Russell-
sucks, and I've always said it. As soon as he leaves the system he was comfortable in, garbage. Gino happens to jump into that system, and all of a sudden he can throw a ball. No.
So wait, what?
And who would you, Dave? Who would you pay? Forget about names. Would you pay the guy who's been in the league for 9 years and had a really good season last year, or would you pay the guy who's been in the league for 3 years before this, the fourth year, went to the playoffs, won a playoff game? You know, not by himself. Obviously, there's a team around him. But who would you, the 25-year-old, the 24, 25-year-old, or the 33-year-old journeyman who has been trashed for 9 years? I think that Daniel Jones does deserve the benefit of the doubt in that he's younger. If you want to say he's sucked only 75% of the time, and that was because of other things.
But then we can say something about Gino's teams. Gino's teams have been hot garbage. He was with the Jets when they were trash. He was with the Giants when they were worse.
Daniel Jones was throwing a Metcalf last year, or was he throwing to who?
Exactly.
Was he throwing
to my boy Hodgins?
Hodgins. They were pulling guys out of the stands for him these last 3 years. I will say, listen, Allen was so until he got Diggs. Hurts, there was some rumblings. They barely trusted his ass in a year ago, and he gets who? He gets AJ Brown. Takes a step forward. Let's get a freaking good wide receiver. Somebody said that the Giants should get Mike Gesicki to lead this offense today. Done. Get away from this guy. What are you talking about? We got Bellinger with one eye out there.
Let's put it this way, Dave. I want you to paint me a picture right now. Right now, I want you to paint me something. I want to see a sun, a house, and some water. Can you do it? Can you do it right now?
A little bush.
Why can't you do it right now? Because you don't have the tools. That's right. You don't have the tools. That's exactly what Dan Jones has been going through the last week. You can't paint a picture without the brush and the paper and all that stuff. So I'm not defending him as a player. I'm defending the fact that Dave sucks so bad with surrounding him and not having any continuity in the offense. He deserves his 2 years. That's what I mean. And if
same as Gino.
And if he's garbage in the next 2 years, I'll jump right on that bandwagon with you. and we'll kick his ass out. And we got to start all over again. That's fine.
So let me paint you guys a picture then.
We said 2 weeks ago we're throwing through the barber shop window.
Yeah, I'll kick him right through it.
Let me paint you guys a picture then. Let's say next year Daniel Jones doesn't absolutely suck, but he's not any better. Say same guy, right? Next year,
did they get a wide receiver though?
Let's say they got a wide receiver.
Okay.
Wide receiver.
Okay.
Year 2, Daniel Jones gets hurt. What now?
You cut his ass. 2 years out. Done.
Are they really going to do that though?
Yeah. That's why that's the whole point of it out clause.
I don't think so though.
If you want to play with the Giants, we'll
because that was the excuse a couple of years ago when he got hurt a couple of times. It was like, oh, but he didn't play a full season. Oh, he didn't have this. He didn't have that. Like, it just feels like a continuing story with Daniel Jones with this, and that's what I don't want.
But who's been his best wide receiver since he's been in the league?
Sterling Shepard,
who plays 3 games a year.
Exactly. He's never had a good to great wide receiver.
No, you're right. And now I just hope we don't make the same mistake because, again, 2 years ago, we got Kenny Golladay. Had a career year in Detroit.
Imagine we get 2 more guards and 2 wide receivers. It's a complete whole new world for this dude.
I'm honestly okay with just one.
He's gonna turn, look
Good
behind him,
wide
and go, "Holy shit! There's nobody behind me. Let me take my time and throw this ball." Not be shell shocked like Eli was the last 2 years of his goddamn career.
For Eli.
Anthony says, if Daniel Jones plays the way he did this year, but they give him someone to throw to, the Giants will be in the playoffs again.
Look, Eli Manning right now is still looking over his shoulder, thinking he's being chased because of that. Because how bad that line was the last 2 years he played.
Yeah, you saw him in the Penn State thing. Chad Powers, he was definitely looking over. He's like, wait,
he was like, oh, wait a second. Okay, now, he has flashbacks. He has like Vietnam flashback.
PTSD.
Yeah, he does. That's Daniel Jones inherited that line. So I'm not going to knock this. This is it. This is it. 2 years, only $19 million towards the cap this year. I like it. I think they did a great job. That whole $50 million a year or whatever the hell people said he was asking for, never going to happen. No, but like even Steve said, if he makes all that money from those incentives, that's good for us. That's real good for us. So I hope he does. I hope he makes all that money.
And real quick here, they've ranked on the site the best wide receiver trade opportunities for the Giants. They have Brandon Ayuk at number 1, who really came into his own last year. He busted out. Well, they have him as number 1 potential solution. 78. Oh, you mean okay? I got you. I get what you're saying. 78 catches, 1,000 yards, and 8 touchdowns. But we're looking to potentially pair a trade candidate with somebody from the draft. So you maybe you get 2. DeAndre Hopkins number 2.
Well, there's someone else that's apparently going to be holding camp for teams on Friday.
That's a free agent signing. So this is, you want him?
I always want
him back.
I always want OBJ back.
Odell.
Oh God, no.
Always want him back. Bring him back, baby. I'll dust off the jersey from the closet.
And he'll play half a season and be gone hurt again. This time he'll rupture his fucking vagina, whatever he's going to do this time. I don't want him back.
That's a Super Bowl
league minimum.
Champion.
League minimum. Yeah,
prove it deal,
which he got hurt in.
Yeah,
prove it deal. Prove it deal. Okay, sure. I'll take him.
For sure, it has to be.
Sure.
Under Hopkins, I mean, I've heard this a little bit, but you don't know until you're in it. But Hopkins says that he will be flexible with the 2 years remaining on his contract to work out some financial flexibility for the team he goes to. So,
if we don't get a number 1, I'll gladly take like 3 number 2s. That's fine for me.
Yeah.
I'll gladly take that. That's better than what we've had the last couple of years.
All right, so let me pull up the guys who got tagged, just for informational purposes only. Saquon, but these are all non-exclusive tags that you can pull them back in and get a long-term deal going. Saquon Barkley, who obviously this is a guy who we wanted to hold on to, and depending on who you're listening to, there's some that say the Giants are willing to go to $13 million a year. The structure of the contract matters a lot. They're potentially looking at the Nick Chubb extension, where he lowered his hit in the first year to $5 million. So that would give the Giants another $5 million in wiggle room and make it up on the later years of the deal. Timmy's favorite tight end of all time, Evan Ingram, gets franchised by the Jags. That's at $11.3 million. We know about Lamar Jackson. That's going to be ongoing. Josh Jacobs also gets the non-exclusive, and Tony Pollard also gets the non-exclusive. Back to Lamar, really quick on Lamar Jackson, because this is going to be going on for a while. Timmy, do you think he is shooting himself in the foot by not having an agent? And I ask you this twofold for this. Number one, when you're talking to an agent, the team is going to tell the agent negative things about that player. If there's no agent there, they got to tell that directly to the player. So that's number one. And then number two, there's this talk about collusion with the owners. You might read into it a little bit more, seeing as though some of the teams took 5 minutes after Lamar was tagged to say we ain't interested, we're not interested, and it was multiple, and it might be because of the guaranteed deal and whatnot.
Mhm.
However, are the agents also doing this to him? Are the agents also behind the scenes working against him because he's trying to do this thing without a representative in their field? What do you think, Timmy?
Yeah, I could see that dirty part of the business coming through that way. Um, but how great would it be to watch an owner tell a player how bad he sucks, or a GM? That I would pay to see that on a reality television show. Listen, we like your arm, but you can't throw to the left for shit. Like, that would be the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Nothing would make me happier than to watch a GM tell a quarterback to his face. It is a huge mistake too, because these, I hate to say it, but these agents are scumbags, and you need a
Oh, yeah.
scumbag like this to negotiate these deals, especially those little finer points in your contract that you probably don't even know you have, and then one day it'll kick in. You're like, holy
Yeah.
shit, I'm supposed to get this, and I didn't get this. Oh my god! And so, is there a little collusion going on? Yeah, I could probably see it. I can definitely see it going on. Saying, "Look, you want to do it by yourself? This is what's going to happen." Yeah, I can see it. I think it is a mistake too without agent, because I mean, what is he asking for? Like, what really is he asking for?
The last thing that was said is that his camp came to Stephen A. Smith and said that the last thing that was offered was $133 million guaranteed. The problem
Wait a
is
minute.
that
If he doesn't have an agent, who's his camp? Was it him?
I guess the people in his group, I don't know.
Oh, it's his
But
entourage.
the entourage. But if you think about it, Kyler Murray got 189, and that's another thing I want to say about Daniel Jones. If you think about it in this perspective, is Daniel Jones worth $107 million less money than Kyler Murray?
I would take Daniel Jones over Kyler Murray every day of the week. Every day of the week.
Nope.
I think
Dave
Kyler
says
Murray.
no.
I think he's trash.
I wouldn't even taken him on opposite day.
I think he is going to be the worst quarterback signing in history of football.
Let's
Kyler
see
Murray.
what
Stop.
let's see what Kyle Murray does without DeAndre Hopkins when he gets traded.
And the
Let's see
worst and one of the worst teams.
No running back.
According to the according to the whole thing, the Arizona Cardinals are one of the worst teams to treat their players and families.
Oh yeah, that's
Garbage.
right. I forgot about that. Okay. So Dave, Lamar, if you are a free agent in any sport, you're assuming some risk because there's no more buffer. Do you think that's hindering him here? And on your end, where do you think Lamar Jackson actually winds up? And one more bit of information: there was a report this morning that there are some owners that don't even have Lamar Jackson's phone number to contact him. if obviously they can get it, but they didn't at the moment. If they wanted to contact him to say, well, what's it going to take? They couldn't do it. No agent. Go ahead, Dave.
That's something I did not know. That's wild to me.
It's weird.
If I would have
right?
known this 2 weeks ago, yeah, I still would have stayed the same as the former GM of the Baltimore Ravens. He would have walked. I would have let him walk. But at this point, shoot, I don't know. That's just wild to me.
Everybody's come out and said,
agent.
no, I don't want him.
Yeah,
Where's he going to go?
But like, I don't know. Like now I'm thinking, like, if I'm the Raiders, why am I not calling them? They have no one now. There's no one in that market that wants to go there. Bring him over there. They have weapons. They just tagged this guy. Like, they have weapons. Like, bring him here. He'll be the ultimate weapon.
That's where he's going. That's where
it just makes sense.
Yeah, it's not one of those Raider things that Raiders just do what the Raiders do. It makes sense for him to go there. It just you got Waller, you got Jacobs, you got Adams, you got a good left tackle to protect your back. And you work on that defense in the offseason and the draft, you got yourself a Super Bowl contender.
I read that if the Lakers, what are we doing? Wrong sport. If the Raiders wanted Lamar, that Waller might have to get traded. They still have it. They still have weapons there. That's one less.
Sign Gesicki.
Gesicki.
Sign Gesicki.
I don't know. I this is gonna go on and on, and it's gonna be more annoying than the Aaron Rodgers situation. And I think.
Yeah, especially that this guy does. I'm still mind boggled that he does not have an agent.
Yeah, I
Almost
decided against
feels
it.
unheard of. Like that's exactly why I don't know.
It's
That's
like
why
not
you want an
having
agent to negotiate, to bring the player down. Like, hey, man, you can do better, which is what Daniel Jones's agent did. Or be like, come on, you're not going to get that much. Let's be real. Let's go in with something that, is reasonable.
It's like defending yourself in a murder case. Dude, you just don't do it. These guys know things that you don't know as a player or a victim, whatever you want to call it. They know all the ins and outs. They know how to talk you up, and they know how to do all that bullshit. Jerry Maguire, baby. Jerry Maguire is the
Send
man.
the money.
That's it.
And the thing with Lamar is that no issues. He's got no issues off the field. Never. None of this stuff has ever come up with him.
Nope.
And Deshaun Watson
the,
gets all that
Yeah.
money.
I like the Raiders, the Panthers, or the Falcons. Those are the teams I see him ending up with.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna be interesting. Dave, let's do this. NFC quarterbacks. Let's say Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets. Do you take Jordan Love over Daniel Jones?
Oh, I hate you. No.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
No, I'm not taking Jordan Love over Daniel Jones.
Do you take Matthew Stafford right now over Daniel Jones?
1,000%.
Dak Prescott, who missed a bunch of games last year, but also led the league in interceptions.
Yes.
Do you take Dak at $47 million? Okay.
I'll blow my fucking brains out if that ever happens.
That's okay.
We were close.
Not okay that you blow your brains out, but
we were close to that, Timmy.
I would throw all my giant shit in the closet and just skip football
he threw
season.
16 interceptions in like 10 games.
He threw
less.
He wasn't 100%. It's all right.
He
still
threw
got
Who
into
does
the
he have a
playoffs.
wide receiver? Who does
Do
he have
not
a wide receiver?
defend a cowboy.
What about that defense?
Do not
defending
defend. Dude, I'll ban you from the show right now.
Is the Cowboy is the Cowboys defense better than the Giants defense?
Way better.
Yeah. Wide
It's there.
receivers, wide receiver
better.
core.
They're better.
No excuse for Dak leading the league in interceptions.
Running backs are better.
Don't you, what?
Pollard won better. Not the fat
And
fuck.
Zeke.
Zeke
Kyler
is garbage.
Murray.
Yes. Taking him over. Daniel
Including
Jones.
the money and all this stuff. We're including that stuff.
Taking him over.
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, come on. Yes, I'm taking your boy.
All right. So how many is that so far? You got to count. Somebody's got to count.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Timmy, keep count.
wait. We got Kirk,
Timmy,
Dak,
I'm still mad that he would take Dak Prescott and Giants colors.
Stafford, and
Dak,
Kyler. That's four.
Stafford, and Kyler.
We got four.
That's 3.
4.
Wait, what?
Cousins.
You took Cousins? You did?
Yeah, I took your boy Cousins.
What are you doing?
What? He puts up good numbers. Just can't win a game.
Did he beat who won the playoff game? How could you say that?
He puts up good regular season numbers.
He has Jefferson. He had.
Now you're gonna take that. Now you're gonna go that route, right? After defending him,
no.
17 weeks.
I'm comparing. If we're comparing one to the other, I got to look at the wide receiver core.
I'm still taking. Look at the defense. The defense is what stopped him at the end. They had no defense. The Vikings. Their defense was terrible this year.
It was bad.
So,
all right, I'm going to skip over Jalen Hurts. So that's Cousins. Okay, 5. I don't know who's going to be the Commanders. Do you take him over Derek Carr?
Yes.
Wait, you take Derek Carr.
Derek Carr over.
How many playoffs wins does Carr have?
How many what is his defensive rank the last couple of years he's been in Oakland?
What's the Giants defensive rank?
How many different head coaches? Same thing.
Same thing.
Offensive coordinator, 4 offensive coordinators and 2 head coaches.
Same difference at least, and he's still putting up good. He still puts up good numbers.
How many playoff wins?
His defense doesn't do anything.
How many playoff wins?
His defense doesn't do anything for him. Still taking Carr.
Trey Lance. Justin Fields.
Could we
Jared
combine
Goff.
all three of them? Trey Lance, because we don't know if it's Jimmy G. I'm taking Jimmy G over
No, Jimmy G
Daniel Jones.
Jimmy G is a free agent. No, you don't take Jimmy G over.
I'm taking Jimmy G over.
Can't do anything that
Jimmy
Daniel
G's been
Jones
to a
can do.
Super Bowl. He's been to a conference championship twice.
The defense, the wide receivers.
Oh, here we go. The defense is the ones that blew the game in the Super Bowl because they were up 20-10 in the fourth quarter.
And wide receivers. Yeah.
Who did he have that year they were in the Super Bowl? I don't even remember. Exactly.
It's better than the guys who the Giants took from the stands.
It looks like it's par on par.
Justin Fields.
Yes.
Okay. Troy, you troll.
Yes.
Okay. Jared, who?
I'm taking Justin Fields.
Right. Okay, let's stop this now.
Emmanuel Sanders. There we go. Look at that. At the end of his career.
missed a throw that would have won the game. All right.
So is that 7?
All right, that's 7.
You named everybody?
Geno Smith.
I'm taking Geno.
All right, troll. All right, let's
how am I trolling?
Move on to,
I've been talking about how
there's no way you can take Geno. Geno has stuck for 90%
what did I say last
career,
year? All of last season.
And they were like, "Oh, let's
over Daniel Jones."
Yeah, and it was dumb then. It was dumb now.
It's not. Comeback player of the year. He won an award for it. What award did Daniel Jones win?
He's 33 years old.
The award not to suck as much?
Wide receivers.
Here we go. The wide receivers again. So you're saying if Daniel
Jones
does
that not matter?
This is not
Mr. Perfect. Yes. This is not Mr. Perfect where he's throwing the ball to himself. It's not happening. All right. So let's move it on there. Jimmy is really quick. Speaking of Jimmy G, we'll get to that and then we'll hit the World Baseball Classic and we'll get the hell out of here. Jimmy G, there's a market developing for him as it stands right now. There's 3 teams. The Panthers. These are almost similar to the ones that Timmy mentioned for Lamar. Jimmy G is has interest from the Panthers, the Raiders, and the Texans.
Ooh.
I keep forgetting the Texans need a quarterback.
The Bucs need a quarterback too. Why aren't they interested in him?
But Lamar ain't going to Texas.
Anthony's a great asset to this. This network. How can we say defense is why Carr doesn't win, but can't say wide receiver is why Jones isn't better? Both can be true, Dave.
Absolutely right. But Carr, what was his receivers before Devontae Adams last year?
Good receivers that got in trouble.
Someone?
He still played well. He played well until the murder. All right, so that's the Jimmy thing. Out of those 3. Real quick, round robin: Panthers, Raiders, Texans.
Those teams
I guess terrible. The best situation is the Raiders.
Yeah.
I guess they're the best situation for anybody right now because they have the most weapons.
Yeah,
but who wants to play there? That's the whole question.
So why aren't the Bucs interested?
The Texans
I don't know what the hell the Bucs are. Bucs are like, aren't they
Texans
like 90
drafting a quarterback
in the red? All right. So we'll see what happens there. Anthony says an injured Darren Waller is better than any player Jones has thrown to. Yeah,
he throws to Saquon.
He dumps off to Saquon. Stop it.
That's still stuff.
So and Derek Carr used to throw to Josh Jacobs. Okay, but he also had Waller.
Jacobs has also been like
Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams,
Hunter Renfrow.
Hunter Renfrow had a great year. What are you talking about? Not this year. All right. He lobs to Saquon, says Anthony. All right. Last thing that we'll that's what it is. All right. Last thing here, we'll talk about the World Baseball Classic here, real quick. That just kind of got underway. This is what it's going to look like here. Some of the games have begun. Some of them are practice games against major league teams.
No, that's it. It already started on Tuesday.
It started on the 8th yesterday. The real game started late last night. There was China and Japan played an exhibition game on Tuesday
No, it was
night.
It was Tuesday. Netherlands and Cuba was the first game.
Yeah, but since then,
That was yesterday.
like
Wasn't it?
yesterday,
Seventh.
the USA played the Angels like tonight or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just so Pool A started because Cuba
Yeah,
played the Netherlands, and then yesterday
it
more.
started.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but I don't
It
because
started
it's
Tuesday.
here. It's
Anthony, definitely. We're looking forward to reading your stuff, dude. We need hockey on this goddamn channel. Thank
I'm
God.
just looking at this here. It says March 8th through the 12th. Tuesday there were a couple of exhibition games. We're in there. China and Japan. I know there was an exhibition game. Ohtani hit 2 home runs, which is what Ohtani does.
All right. Let me share.
Put this down. Okay.
I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in. Is that better? Yep,
Yeah.
Cuba Netherlands was the first game.
So why does it say the 8th on here?
Maybe
All right,
I don't know. Maybe they changed it, but it was just one game. It was like the opening game.
Yeah.
And then
Cuba.
Yeah, but
because
the major league teams were playing the USA last night for like practice.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
only
the Mets played Nicaragua. Yeah.
Did the Mets win?
Team USA lost the Giants.
They lost to the Giants.
No, I think
all right.
Are they playing the Angels tonight? Team
2B.
USA.
Because then I think their thing starts on Saturday. Because I know that then the one that's down here also starts Saturday.
Yeah,
but these, because I think
Saturday.
they're playing in China and Japan. Or I'm sorry, Japan. I think is where they're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That started. Like I'm saying, it started on Tuesday. So, like for example, if you look at it, not on here, but like, no, actually not here. It looks like Cuba played twice in one day. Because they played Italy earlier in the morning, like at 5:30 today, and then now they play Panama at 11:30.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're surprisingly 0-2 right now.
Who is?
Cuba.
Oh well, they got all right. So Cuba's that weird team that you know how they operate, but they've let. All right, take it easy, Anthony. Hockey article coming out this weekend. Recap, some power rankings, that kind of stuff. So Cuba made an exception and allowed some major leaguers to play. So like Yoenis Cespedes, who is former major leaguer, it's weird because he was allowed to defect from Cuba, but now play for the Cuban national team. Weird. All right, so you got Taiwan is Pool A, Tokyo is Pool B. There you go. Pool C is in Phoenix. And then Pool D down here in Miami, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, all perfect for Miami. Israel and Nicaragua.
Nicaragua too.
Israel. Yeah. So 4 out of 5, perfect down here in South. Well, Aventura, Israel. Aventura is Israel. So this is going to be going on for the next few weeks. Hopefully everybody stays healthy because that's the one big thing about the World Baseball Classic. You don't want issues in here going into the regular season of baseball. Championship, I want to see. So USA could advance against same teams as they've played the last few. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. The most fun I've had at a baseball game and just forever. This first of all, the smell outside the stadium. Everybody's barbecuing, everybody's grilling. It's great. But the championship is going to be here. It wasn't here last time. It was in San Diego, I think.
Yeah.
So the championship is going to be down here in Miami on March 21st. Semifinals is March 20th. So
is it all here?
Yeah, the semifinals is Miami. Oh,
and
actually, the quarterfinals on the one side, Pool C and D is Miami. So is the semifinals. So is the finals. So this is where the World Baseball Classic lives. And then the guys have about 7 days to get ready for opening day. So.
They're gonna be celebrating and then
and that's it.
Yeah,
get on
until you see one player go, "Oh, my pinky, you're out, you're out. Go back to you're out. Go back to Major League camp. You're done."
Okay, the Mets, Quintana from Colombia, he has a fractured rib, and thankfully they didn't want to say, "Oh, let's see how it works out and see if he can pitch in the baseball classic." No, they removed him in the baseball classic. Rodon has an injury. He's going to start on the injured list for the Yankees early on in the season. We'll see what happens. It's a forearm thing, but that's a big signing for the Yankees in the offseason. But as long as it's only a couple starts here, I think you guys will be
I can't
more
wait till I
than okay.
I can't wait till I get my Derek Jeter version of the show this year because I'm trading so many people.
I just realized the U.S. and DR wouldn't be able to be in the finals. They
Mhm.
would meet in the quarterfinals essentially.
Yeah,
right?
in the quarterfinals. Yep.
And that blows. I feel like those are the two star power teams.
And I think this is from Japan has won it before, and freaking Otani, man, Otani's gonna. Hey, he's got to win a championship somehow.
They better hope he doesn't get hurt. He can do it when he comes to New York.
They're actually saying it's gonna be a big bidding war for him approaching. The earlier rumors are $600 million for a contract for him.
Christ.
If he stays healthy, I'm giving it to him.
Oh, sure. Let's do it.
All of it. I feel like nowadays anybody gets anything.
Health clause. Hey, why? I know what you did there, Dave. I see what you did there. I know what you're talking about. All right, so I think that'll do it for. I think we wrapped this up nicely here. We covered a lot of shit tonight. Dave, any closing remarks? I do like that jersey.
Thank you.
I don't like it at all.
Columbia, you know.
That's the part I like.
Yeah, me too. Not the front so much.
Opening day, by the way, 4-game series. The best thing about this is that the Mets don't have to worry about a rain out, any weather issues. They're in Miami. They got the dome. Gonna be great. Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
I mean, Miami has experienced the rain out before when they didn't close the
worst. You want to talk about Daniel Jones being in the modern history? The Marlins had a rain out with a dome.
And the worst part about it is that every single game until that happened, they would put, so many days since a rain out or something like that. And a bunch of
easy peasy, 12 minutes. It's going to close up. Easy, nice.
Nope.
Shit won't move.
But I guess my closing remarks are at halftime, Sacramento's up 69-53 against the New York Knicks, who will be 3 games behind the 4th-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers after today. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Timmy?
Yes, I reserved my Derek Jeter MLB The Show Collector's Edition today, where Giancarlo Stanton, Gleyber Torres, Aaron Hicks, and Josh Downs will all be traded for pitching.
Stanton? He's good in the game.
Stanton can't hit an outside ball.
But in the game, you can,
Dave's like, turn injuries off.
This is he's a magician because he hit a 7-foot home run, then strike out 700 times in a row. Hit a 7-foot home run, strike out 700 times in a row, and it's the same. See, now listen, if he was striking out on high fastballs or inside or up here, okay, I get that, but it's the same pitch every time.
Slider away.
Yes, every fucking time, and it makes me absolutely insane. So,
I still love him.
By the way, I had a rant all planned out. If Daniel Jones actually signed that first deal that we thought he was going to sign, I had a great rant. But I'm going to save it now just in case. Plus, I need
2 years.
I need Bunker and I need Christian back here because they would have liked my rant. My rant was going to be good.
Bunker.
So we're going to save it. I have it put away, locked and loaded.
Yes. I remember. I can feel getting pissed all over again. That was all 4 for 160. They actually did it. All right. Head over to popculturepros.com. Lots of stuff. Spinning gold is happening in 1.5 million different cities. John Wick. Not to pat ourselves on the back here, guys.
Pat yourself.
Barry Windham, but John Wick in Boston again. This is separate from what we talked about the other day. But John Wick, our people wiped out every single pass that we had so quickly that they had to add more passes to our allotment. They didn't give passes to other sites. They added more to our allotment, and those are gone too.
Bert got them all.
Bert got them
The
all.
whole theater
Bert
for
got
Bert.
them all.
Bert's got the whole theater to himself.
We also still have Scream. We gave away the first set of Scream Fandango codes. Got the rest of them today. Timmy, without going too much into detail, did you enjoy?
I liked it a lot.
All right.
Very much.
Was there any
That's all I've
surprises?
been hearing.
I do have. Were there surprises? No. Nothing. Nothing like No. Like that's all I can say. Really, no.
All right. So you got people enjoyed Luther the Fallen Sun yesterday on Netflix. That was an at-home virtual screening that we gave away tons of passes to because those are a lot easier to give away to because there's no seat restriction. And then Spinning Gold. We've done it in a couple of cities now. Vegas, Phoenix, Boston, the 3 cities in Florida for John Wick. And I've got more emails to go through, and there's more stuff. Rye Land? Is it Rye Land? That's a Hulu deal. You can still submit your entries into that until Friday, tomorrow. And I got to get those out to the studio. So that's a wrap on all that. Head over to popculturepros.com to see what's going on there. And that'll do it for us today. Good episode. A lot of shenanigans going on. Sometimes we feel like we're hosting the 11 o'clock news with the Shawn Kemp things and the Ja Morant things, but we get it. We have fun. We get through the sports stuff, and we'll do it again next week. So,
Yeah, buddy.
say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
But